welcome. Happy new moon. Virgo new moon, the second in one birthday season. Let's see. So when you think of new moon, you can think of planting seeds, manifesting, beginning something, a new project, or putting more life into the project that you've probably been doing for 12 years. Do something different, add a different flavor to it, if you will, some zest. But also, that's the action steps, the seeds, planting the seeds physically. But what you can do spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, is to also manifest visionary-wise, imagery-wise. Like maybe look up some videos. Just search for some videos on something you always wanted to do, especially if you thought you would not get there, but you want to manifest it. It's something that if you could snap your fingers, you would visit this place. For instance, if you ever wanted to see the pyramids in person, look up those videos of walkthroughs for tours of Egypt or, that kind of thing, and immerse yourself into it for like a half hour at least. Just be there. Just let your mind forget about what am I going to do with this responsibility, time off, or financially, whatever the 3D immediate situation might rob you because you really just get stuck with what's in front of you. Just let yourself just forget for a moment, or read a book placed in that area that you want to visit. I use travel, but this could be for a business. Suppose you always wanted a bakery, but you just don't have the backing right now. It doesn't seem feasible. Well, start looking up people in similar situations. There's a lot of vlogs, and they can tell you from A to Z how they got there. And also, you can look up, just get lost in the finished product. Like maybe just, if you see, for instance, those baked goods, it could be a healthy one that no one has ever started before. For instance, like a bakery that's very popular, but it is only vegan. It is only sugar-free. You only use natural fruits in your pies, or, whatever it is. Just start really getting lost in it being done already. It's already done, And then you could say some affirmations like, it is done. I have my my berry pie that, everybody in the city, they're in line for it. I have to open up other shops because it's in demand, because people have been craving natural, organic, healthy options. And I am the answer. There was a demand, but there was no supply. I'm the only supply. Start speaking that. That is very powerful during this new moon. So with that, I have the moonology deck to start off. I love the moon. All its phases. Okay. And the moon loves me. Okay, last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. Thank you. I almost forgot to mention it in my little intro about the new moon in Virgo. Specifically wants you to look at details. Try to form a routine that works with you, not just any routine that someone else goes by, one that flows with your natural rhythm so that you can really adhere to it and it works with you and not against your natural, not ability, but your natural want, I would say. I can't think of another word than that. Like, oh, I don't want to do that now, but my schedule says no. It's something like, oh, that feels right. This is the part of the day where I would like to do that. Even if it is unorthodox. Maybe at 2 a.m. you feel like writing, but, it's not very normal to do so. Do it. Maybe you get passionate and you want to paint at 2 a.m. Or maybe at 4 a.m. you want to wake up extra early, and that means you'll have to go to bed earlier because now but that's okay. You like to wake up and get things done and then be all set for the sunrise. because that really gives you a blessed feeling. I'm just thinking of someone out there that is like that. So what else? First quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. I'm going to draw a card on that to expand on it more. Maybe I'll refer to the book. Okay. Are you too attached to someone, or perhaps to your current goal? It's a wonderful thing to care deeply. However, if you start to smother the person or situation you love, you could run into trouble. Work with others as you move toward your goals, but don't become so dependent that you give away your power. Keep your heart open. This card can also suggest that it's time to negotiate something. And the way to manifest your goals now could be to come up with a solution that pleases everyone. There's a need to be adored here, which is fine. We all have that trait to some extent. But if it tips you into self-doubt, it's gone too far. Okay. Well, keep your heart open. It kind of, what I got from that is pretty much nothing to do with this label or the title on this card, or the phrase, the message rather, on this card. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. I'm getting more from that. Don't sacrifice your independence, we say authenticity so much. So I especially do. I use it too much. So I need some other original words for authenticity. But don't sacrifice your essence, who you are, for pleasing people, because you're not going to please everyone. So suppose you got 5 people in your circle, or that you're close to, right? Or that you want to please at work. We'll think of it as a workplace. You want to please Bob, Sharon, Susie, Mike, and Tracy. But they are all 5 different people. They are impressed by 5 different personas, or ways of doing things, you know. How are you going to please them all? You may as well just be you. And whoever is meant to be pleased is pleased. And who's not is not. As long, like I said in my other previous video, as you're not hurting someone's feelings, you're not being a bully, you're not being rude, you're not being obnoxious. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, because your true essence is not those things. Just as long as you're being your pure self, and just, you know, living from your heart, living from what comes from you, what God's blessed you to be, then, you know, that's enough. You don't have to please everybody. Go out of your way to meet this person's expectation and that person's expectation. How many people are doing that for you? You know, and if they are, they should not. They should not have to do that, you know? So that's what I'm getting from that. And 2 came out. New moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive, came out with first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. Sorry, I haven't been showing the cards. I mean, obviously, it could mean just what it's saying, to be humble while you're focusing on the positive, but I think there's deeper meaning for this new moon. Combining that. Let me look up be humble. First quarter moon in Leo. Could be a Leo that this is for. Moon rising or Venus. Okay. Tension is in the air. You know that you can achieve your goals, which is half the battle. But this card suggests you need to be less show and more substance as you move slowly toward your goals. Don't try to impress anyone with money. Avoid allowing your ego to overwhelm you. Don't opt for something merely because you think it'll impress others. I was just talking about impressing others. Yeah, this message is for someone to not look at the external, just come from within and let that be enough. Don't even consider the external. Somebody else could be completely motivated, driven, and riding on what's going on in their world, which may not be, positive or negative. Whatever it is, it's not really your concern. You can only govern yourself and be yourself and let them bring themselves, their best selves to the table, hopefully. Hopefully that's where you'll meet. But regardless, you just being you. But being humble and positive at the same time, that is you. Staying true to that. You don't have to come outside of that. Even if you have to tell somebody like it is, you can do it in a humble way, remembering God that keeps me grounded. Like, you don't want to do anything that goes against your Christianity. If you don't have that, your ethics, your heart, what your heart tells you is fair, justice, those things. So yeah, be humble while you focus on the positive. So I'm going to put Moonology aside and then go into, because we're talking about manifestation, and we can't ignore the light workers in us and doing good for the world. If you want to manifest, service is absolutely part of it. Now, I know you're going to say, or what you think, and what I always would consider at times, some people don't give anything, especially not in a godly, good-natured way. It's greed. If they do something, it's transactional because I know I'm getting this bag. So we're not talking about that. And why do they get so far in life? I do believe that we don't see what they sacrifice. We don't see that they're not truly happy. It's a facade that money makes everyone happy. Somebody could be driving a Lamborghini. They could have a house on the hill, a huge mansion. They could have nannies, but are they truly happy? It does not mean that. It doesn't. Don't fool yourself. Yeah, they have less financial woes. That's true. That is, or maybe not. They could be in so much debt, nobody sees it. There could be really some high stakes for all of that money, and they live under that pressure every day as well. That is financial pressure too. But I'm just saying, emotionally, they could have never done shadow work. They could still be fighting childhood wounds. They could still be running from their own demons and just never ever able to enjoy that money. When you like to manifest and live comfortably, give to others, be happy inside, feel blessed that you can bless others. That's the true dream. Your family's happy. They're not walking on eggshells. Nobody's abused or bullied. Everybody feels like they live in a haven. So, all right, light workers. What does God want us to know about service during this new moon for... Set these right. They're not set right. Sorry. What does God want us to know, the angels, about manifesting with higher service in mind? There is a few cards, or maybe one card in here that I love that speaks of higher service. So I'm doing this instead of being quiet here. Awkward. What we could do is discuss maybe some, every new moon, you might want to start making a habit or a routine, speaking of Virgo, of doing something that you enjoy and look forward to doing. Like maybe you want to plant a seed on the new moon, literally, like you know, plant a tomato seed or a cucumber or whatever, mint, you know, or maybe you want to, if you're very organized and you think this way, you might want to set fresh goals for your business every new moon and make that be something where every new moon you do something different to your business to make it have a little bit more spice, a little more flavor. Somebody's a baker or a cook. Or that's the business you want to do. Could even be hair care business. Like sometimes you have like mango butter, you know, or mint, kind of like natural essences in your creams or lotions or something. But anyway, what was I even saying? Oh yeah, every new moon, something you look forward to, buying a new candle, you know, to do your candle, white candle magic over. You get to right away. Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression on this new moon to manifest. Remember, I was asking, how can you help the greater good? So they're saying your throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression, temple of truth, speaking truth, speaking up about what you think and not keeping quiet under any means necessary. Okay, Malcolm X. Yeah, no better example of a speaker of truth. Authenticity. Yeah, I have no better example. And Christ, of course, but I'm speaking more of us mere mortals, you know. Yeah, but temple of truth, so use your throat chakra. And then karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. There we go again with truth. So Holy Spirit is saying truth right now rules the day, this new moon. If you want to manifest, come, like I've been saying, this whole message from the heart, being your true, authentic, there they go, that word, right? It's just like, what? Irreplaceable. But being your essence, coming from your own real essence, and living your truth, living that way, not just speaking it. But this card says, karmic board clearing, living your truth. Energetic clearing, rewrite your story. Maybe after clearing your energy, you know, maybe you've just been through a karmic cycle and you're clearing it all away. You're rewriting things now. You're going to talk about a new moon. Oh yeah, this coincides with an eclipse, solar eclipse. So this is like some big time clearing and closing out and starting over. Closing out automatically means starting something over, starting a new story. Reinventing your business. I've been talking about that. Whether it's a new business you're starting or it's the same one, but you're doing it in a whole new different way and not just repackaging it. So the outside, you ever see, you go to the store, you get all excited. that same thing you've been getting all of a sudden has brighter colors. The packaging, the font is different. And you're like, oh, maybe they improved it. And you open it, you know, you cook it or whatever. And it's the same thing and you're disappointed. No, not that. The outside is not just improved. You've done things to really transform and bump it up a notch in your business. Beautiful, beautiful message, Spirit. And to close this out, let me see. All right, let's see. Energy. I'm going to go with the energy. I'm not going to do tarot with this message, but I will be back. Because I woke up with a message and I thought, okay, let me do the new moon first, Father. And then I'll come back with the other one. And it means I better come back. Okay. Here we go. Happy family. This is also my happy community card. Happy global community too. I don't just limit it to where you live. And I do see, and what comes to me is again service, humanitarian, living authentically increases your vibration, number one. That increases the energy of those around you. It affects the whole world when you're truthful, speaking up for causes, living happily and authentically, like truly appreciating the trees, truly appreciating the butterflies, truly appreciating God. That increases the vibration. It's just helping. Somebody sees you immediately, they know you're different. You're grateful. They know that you are someone who is a light worker. Yeah, I got all that from Happy Family. Rest and rejuvenation so you can recharge. And I'm also thinking of those taking advantage of your flow. How do your ebb and flow? When do you need to go down and rest? When do you need to come up? You know, like as far as doing things, your active times, whether it's exercising, painting, drawing, writing, riding a bike, whatever it is. Your peak hours might be different from the natural peak hours or the normal peak hours, I mean. Normal, your natural versus the normal. That's for somebody. Taking action. Taking action for your manifestations, planting those seeds, doing things differently, making new commitments, and just taking action when you feel the peak, when you feel the, sometimes too as an intuitive, you know you have to work that way. It's like we're used to it. When you feel like the timing is right, that's when you act. No rhyme or reason sometimes. Or there is, but it's not really understood by many. And then we have 2, blossoming abundance with your 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. That's your crown chakra, blossoming abundance, downloads leading you to your abundance during this time. You may even during this new moon get a new idea for your business. That download through your crown chakra is going to bring blossoming abundance. Your mind, your crown may now be blossoming with ideas. It may be abundant with new ideas. Beautiful energy for this new moon. I'm telling you, I love it. And with that, enjoy it, make use of it, manifest, manifest, manifest. Get lost in those dreams visually, you know. And I will see you next time.